Welcome back to the Needleful Weekly, the weekly devlog series that I last did 3 months ago and I'm not doing again for at least another month. As you might have noticed, I've been working on Kitty Found a Camera. I decided back in April to get a demo ready for the Steam Next Fest, and now it's finally here. I'm glad I'm going on a 3-week road trip in a couple days because April feels like it was a year ago. This is just about the most I've ever worked in any span of time. The worst part is playtesting. For every Steam update, I start a new game and get all the achievements in the demo. I can't play too fast. I have to take my time to make sure I don't miss anything, like the moon turning invisible before it goes over the horizon, or the text getting cut off when you set the font to its largest size, which still happens for this one item description, but you can read it on the inventory screen, and Godot UI has a habit of exploding when you touch it. Then I go to my Linux computer and play the whole game again. If I find any bugs, I add it to the list, and after the playtest I'll fix as many as I feel like fixing, test it, and then repeat the process from the very beginning. 2 more full playthroughs of the game because it's possible my fix broke something else, especially if I refactored code. Godot doesn't help with this. It'll sometimes just save scenes wrong, like forget the values of certain fields. Once I saved a scene and Godot shifted every field of every object. Like, in this door, the door scanner was set to the text Carly/moved, the dialogue was set to the area 3D, and so on, for every field on every node in the scene. That one was easy to spot because the scene didn't open in the editor. I had to open the scene in a text editor to see what even happened. Usually, though, the introduced bugs are more subtle. So for the last couple weeks I've been doing that over and over and over again. You know it's bad when working on At the Ends of Eras is my refuge. Despite the time pressure for Kitty Found a Camera, I've still been working on it once a week. I think. I can't actually remember, this whole month has blurred together. I was making this cool wall, but the arms caused the frame rate to tank, so I got demotivated and switched to working on the terrain editor instead. Since my last video about it, I've added painting, color textures, and paths, which kind of work, but blending a bunch of line segments into a smooth curve requires a surprising amount of math. Once the paths work, I'm bringing it into the game and using it to rebuild all the terrain, since my current system is just a giant mesh in Blender, which is horrendous for like 5 reasons. Off-stream, I'm trying a new writing process for the game, inspired by Robert M. Pirsig's novel Leela. I would go into it more, but I only started it a few days ago. It involves a lot of index cards to organize ideas, but I've only written 15 so far. Also, it's 2 in the morning and I don't want to make a bunch of drawings to explain it. I'll tell you if I stick with it. Anyway, toodles, I'm on the road to beautiful Nebraska for that Casey's Pizza.